Well, Coach, kind of reading the entries from the trip, it seemed like you had a lot of fun. It was just more than a baseball experience; it seemed like a cultural experience as well.
Well, the camp is set up to learn about baseball and to learn about baseball in the Dominican, but I would say it's probably more of a cultural trip than it is a baseball type trip. Great learning experience. Learned a lot about the people, learned a lot about their desire, and it's a desire to excel in baseball and get off the field, or I'm sorry, basically off the island and into the United States.
What kind of surprised you about the trip? Was there anything that you maybe didn't expect that you saw?
Well, I knew there'd be poverty being a third world country, but I didn't think the poverty would be as significant. Everywhere you drove, little shack-like huts, wood floors, I'm sorry, dirt floors. You had a lot of candles at night for their lighting. But the thing that I guess was a pleasant surprise, as much poverty as there was, the people were very upbeat, always happy. It was a situation where they were extremely clean, very good hygiene, and they always dressed very nice. So even though they didn't have a lot, they still took care of themselves.
Is it sort of surprising to you after seeing the conditions, the amount of talent that the Dominican has produced over the years in the major leagues?
Well, I would say no, because 80% of the foreign players that are in Major League Baseball are from the Dominican. But when we would drive through villages and towns at 8 in the morning, there'd be hundreds, not a few kids playing with parents out there trying to tell them what to do. You'd have hundreds of kids playing games and maybe one or two adults just sitting around watching. So again, the desire, the work ethic, the love for the game, the passion, it was eye-opening.
I know you took a lot of gear down there. What was that like, that experience to sort of distribute all of that gear that you collected?
Well, first of all, Mike Namoff did a great job. He had all the people from his dream organization drop things off at This Is It Furniture. We came up with 10 huge bags of equipment. I was only able to take 2 over on this trip, but we were able to take a number of spikes and old gloves over on this first trip. And it was very interesting because as we played the different Dominican teams, some of the players would run in, lay their gloves down for somebody else to use. Very few of them had spikes. Some of the things that they had were completely torn up. So, being able to help and almost be on a little bit of a baseball mission trip was very rewarding.
Who all went on that trip? I know it was you, some college players, some high school players too? Or?
Well, there were 2 college coaches that were on the trip. It is actually a baseball camp. The person's name is Sam LeBeau that basically started this whole organization. It's called Dominican Baseball Camp, and he hires a college coach each week to go in. It was actually myself and Jake Boss this past week. Jake's from Michigan State. We both went over. We took our sons, and then it was all Americans that were in the camp except for one Venezuelan, which was on my team. So they gave me the Spanish-speaking guy that I couldn't communicate with.
I think the paper called it, I think, a trip of a lifetime. Would you say that pretty much sums it up?
I think so. It's something I hope to be able to do again, because again, it was very rewarding. It's something that I want to do with our players. I'm hopeful that we can raise the money to go over the Thanksgiving break in 2014. One, we would play very good players. We'd get to play on all the academy fields over there, and our guys would get a chance to understand the culture and really understand how fortunate we are.
Does this maybe open up opportunities for you to explore down the road with maybe sending your team down there and maybe doing some sort of trip down there with the Illini baseball team?
Yeah, that's the one thing that I'd really like to do is raise the funds to go down there. We would play the Dominican Summer League team, so it would be all the affiliated teams. Each organization in Major League Baseball has a facility down there, and we would enjoy going down. And again, I want our players to understand what it's like to play that type of talent, as well as learn the culture a little bit and understand what the poverty is like in other parts of the world.